Most of you are living at 5% of your potential. That's not a life. That's an existence. You wake up, scroll, complain, and repeat. You're soft. You're weak. You let life push you around like a punching bag, taking hits instead of throwing them. You were born a man, a warrior, a conqueror, a king, yet you live like a peasant, scared of taking risks, scared of chasing what's yours. Time is running out. You either dominate this life or get crushed by it. You need to understand something right now. This world is not built for the weak. It never was, and it never will be. The moment you stop pushing, the moment you stop fighting, the moment you stop demanding more from yourself, you start to fade into irrelevance. Look around. Men who refuse to take control of their lives get left behind. They get buried under a pile of their own excuses, watching others live the life they always dreamed of. And the worst part, they know deep down they could have done more. That's the most painful regret a man can carry. The regret of knowing he had the time, he had the energy, he had the chance, but he let it all slip away because he was too comfortable, too distracted, too afraid to face himself in the mirror and admit that he was wasting his potential. Let me tell you something. You are not weak. You were never meant to be average. You were not born to just exist, go through the motions, and hope for the best. That's not what life is about. Life is about dominating every second, owning every decision, and pushing forward no matter how hard it gets. Because it will get hard. That's a fact. Nothing worth having is ever easy. But that's where most men fail. They look at struggle as a sign to stop, a sign that maybe this isn't for them. Wrong. Struggle is the test. It's the process that separates the strong from the weak, the winners from the losers, the remembered from the forgotten. Discipline is the foundation of all success. If you cannot control yourself, if you cannot force yourself to do what needs to be done when you don't feel like doing it, then you don't deserve to win. It's that simple. The world does not hand out prizes to the lazy. It does not reward those who sit around waiting for motivation to strike. The men at the top, the ones living the life you wish you had, didn't get there because they felt like working hard. They got there because they made themselves do it every single day, whether they wanted to or not. They trained when they were tired. They worked when they were uninspired. They fought through the boredom, through the pain, through the doubt, because they knew that the reward was on the other side of suffering. And that's the difference between them and you right now. They decided to commit. You're still debating. You have to make a choice right now. Do you want to live as a spectator, watching others win, convincing yourself that maybe one day you'll take action? Or do you want to be the man who dictates his own future, who bends reality to his will, who refuses to be anything less than great? Because make no mistake, greatness is a choice. You are not a victim. You are not stuck. You are not destined to be average. Every man has the ability to rise, but only a few actually do. And the difference isn't luck. It's not connections. It's not talent. It's pure, undeniable, relentless work. Work so hard that one day your signature becomes an autograph. That's the level of dominance I'm talking about. That's the mindset you need to have. Look, I don't care what your situation is. I don't care how bad you think you got it. I've seen men come from nothing, worse than nothing, and build themselves into forces of nature. I've seen guys who had no education, no resources, no safety net, yet they found a way because they refused to accept mediocrity. And on the other side, I've seen men with all the advantages, rich parents, good schools, every opportunity handed to them, throw it all away because they had no discipline, no drive, no hunger. So don't tell me your circumstances are holding you back. You are holding you back. The truth is, you have no idea how powerful you really are. You have no idea what you're capable of if you just commit to yourself, to your future, to your dominance over your own life. You have wasted so much time doubting, overthinking, hesitating. Imagine if every second you spent making excuses was spent working towards something real. Imagine if instead of complaining about how hard life is, you embraced the challenge, attacked it head on, and made yourself unstoppable. Because here's the reality. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to hand you a perfect life. If you don't take control, someone else will, and they won't care about your excuses, your struggles, or your wasted potential. They'll just take what could have been yours and leave you in the dust. So this is it. This is the moment you decide whether you're going to be the man who steps up or the man who backs down. Because life is moving forward with or without you. Opportunities are slipping away every day. The world belongs to those who are willing to take it. Are you? I remember sitting in a cold, empty apartment years ago. No furniture, no luxuries, just a mattress on the floor and a laptop with a cracked screen. That was my reality. And let me tell you, it wasn't some dramatic, movie-like moment where I had a sudden breakthrough. No, it was a slow, grinding realization. Nobody was coming to save me. There was no magical stroke of luck. No hidden opportunity waiting to be discovered. It was just me, my thoughts, and a choice. Stay where I was or rise. See, most men don't have that moment because they never allow themselves to be truly alone with their reality. They drown themselves in distractions, social media, video games, useless conversations, because deep down they know the truth is unbearable. The truth that they are wasting their potential, that they could be more. That every day they sit around waiting, someone else is out there taking action. You will never see a lion in a zoo with the same fire in his eyes as one in the wild. That's because the one in the wild is fighting every day to survive, to dominate. The one in the cage, he's waiting to be fed. Which one are you? I made a decision. I refused to be the man who sat and waited. I got up every day with one goal: improve, dominate, win. Not once in a while, not when I felt like it, but every single day. And it was brutal. There were days where I questioned if it was worth it, if I was even capable of making it. But here's the thing, those thoughts don't matter. What matters is what you do in response. You either suffer the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. That's it. No one escapes pain. You think avoiding hard work makes life easier? No, it makes it worse. Because one day you wake up and realize you've wasted your best years doing nothing, achieving nothing. And by the time you understand that, it's too late. That's what separates winners from losers. Winners understand that success isn't about feeling good all the time. It's about grinding when you're tired, pushing through when you're frustrated, refusing to quit even when everything inside you screams for comfort. A man who can master himself can master anything. That's the foundation of real dominance. Not just strength, not just money, but absolute self-control. The ability to force yourself to do what's necessary no matter what. That is power. That is the essence of a man who refuses to be average. Look at the world. Everywhere you turn, men are being told to soften up, to relax, to take it easy. And what happens? They become weak, they become dependent, they become shadows of what they could have been. Meanwhile, the few who reject that nonsense, the ones who train their minds and bodies to be unbreakable, rise to the top. That's why winners always win and losers always lose, because winners aren't looking for shortcuts. They aren't searching for excuses. They wake up every day knowing that their destiny is in their hands. If you want something you've never had, you must be willing to do something you've never done. That means stepping out of comfort, breaking the cycle of mediocrity, and demanding more from yourself. I remember my first real success. The moment I realized I had broken free from the life I was trapped in. It wasn't the money that made it real. It was the realization that I had proven myself right. That every sacrifice, every late night, every moment of doubt had led to this. And let me tell you something, there is no better feeling on this planet than knowing you created your own success. No one can take it from you. No one can say you got lucky because you built it with your own hands, your own mind, your own relentless work ethic. That's what you should be chasing, not comfort, not approval, not temporary pleasure. Chase power, chase control over your own life, chase the ability to walk into any room, any situation, and know that you own it because you earned it. That's real freedom. That's real dominance. And the only thing stopping you from having it is the weak little voice in your head telling you to take it easy. Kill that voice. Silence it with action. Because every second you waste, someone else is out there getting stronger, getting richer, getting ahead. The world doesn't wait for you to wake up. You either move with it or you get left behind. I made my choice, now it's your turn. What are you gonna do? Most men don't realize they're running out of time. They walk around like life is some endless game, like they've got unlimited chances to start over. You don't. Every second you waste, every excuse you make, every day you let slip by is gone forever. And one day, whether you like it or not, you're gonna wake up and realize you're too late. Too late to change, too late to fix your mistakes, too late to become the man you always said you'd be. And that's the most terrifying reality of all, the realization that you could have had it all, but you didn't move when you had the chance. Regret is a far worse pain than discipline. Think about that. You're afraid of hard work. You're afraid of stepping out of your comfort zone. You should be far more afraid of looking in the mirror 10 years from now and seeing a weak, beaten down version of yourself who never took action. A man who had dreams, ambition, fire, but let it all die because he was too busy procrastinating, making excuses, and waiting for the perfect time. Let me tell you something, there is no perfect time. The only time you have is now. You see other men winning, building, dominating, and deep down it eats you alive. You try to ignore it, act like you don't care, but you do and you should, because that feeling isn't jealousy, It's a warning. It's your subconscious screaming at you, telling you that you're meant for more, that you're capable of more, but you're failing yourself. You sit back and convince yourself that other men got lucky, that they had some special advantage. You didn't. Bullshit. The truth is, they moved while you hesitated. They worked while you slept. They took risks while you made excuses. And now they're out there living the life you want while you sit around wondering why nothing ever changes for you. Comfort is the enemy of progress. Every single day you choose comfort over challenge, you're choosing weakness. You're choosing to stay exactly where you are while the world moves forward without you. And if you think life is going to wait for you to finally get serious, you're in for a brutal awakening. Because here's the truth. Opportunity does not knock twice. The things you dream about, the success you crave, the life you say you want, it won't be there forever. Someone else will take it. Someone else will put in the work, make the sacrifices, and claim what could have been yours. And don't sit there thinking you'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow is the biggest lie you tell yourself. Tomorrow turns into next week turns into next year, and next year turns into never. How many times have you told yourself you'd start something? How many times have you made promises to yourself only to break them the very next day? That is why you are losing. That is why you feel stuck, because you don't respect your own word. You don't respect yourself enough to follow through. And that's exactly why you watch other men pass you by while you stay in the same place, making the same excuses over and over again. Do you want to know the difference between the men who win and the men who lose? Winners act despite fear. They feel the same doubts, the same insecurities, the same temptations to quit, but they override them. They know that hesitation is the killer of greatness, so they don't hesitate. They move, they decide, they dominate. Meanwhile, the losers overthink, overanalyze, and freeze in place while their dreams slip through their fingers. Fear is a liar. It tells you that you're not ready. It tells you to wait. It tells you to stay comfortable. And if you listen to it, it will rob you of everything you could have been. But the truth is, the only way to destroy fear is through action. The second you move, the second you start, fear loses its grip on you. But if you sit there waiting for the fear to go away before you act, you'll be waiting for the rest of your life. So the question is, how much longer are you going to wait? How many more years are you going to waste convincing yourself that you'll start soon? Because I'll tell you right now, if you'll start now, you never will. That's the brutal truth. You either take action while you still have time, or you accept the fact that you will die as an average man, forgotten, unimportant, and full of regret. You don't have forever. The clock is ticking. The only question is, are you finally going to wake up and take what's yours? There's a version of you out there that's unstoppable. A version of you that dominates in every aspect of life. He walks with confidence, speaks with certainty, moves with precision. He doesn't hesitate. He doesn't break. He doesn't fold under pressure. That version of you exists, but you will never meet him unless you earn him. He is not born. He is not handed to you. He is built, forged through discipline, hardship, and relentless action. And the sad truth is, most men will never meet the best version of themselves because they are too weak to endure the process. They quit before they even get close. They break at the first sign of difficulty. And that's why they remain ordinary. The world doesn't care about your excuses. It doesn't care about your feelings. It doesn't care about how hard your life has been. You either adapt, overcome, and win, or you get left behind. This is the game. And right now, every second you waste feeling sorry for yourself, some other man is out there grinding, outworking you, surpassing you. There are men who had less than you, suffered more than you, faced worse than you, yet they still found a way to dominate. And if they can do it, why can't you? The answer is simple: mindset. They refuse to accept weakness. They refuse to allow obstacles to define them. They refuse to settle. That's why they win. People want success, but they don't want the pain that comes with it. They want dominance, but they don't want to bleed for it. Strength is not given, it is taken. Power is not granted, it is seized. You cannot sit back and hope that one day life will hand you what you want. You have to take it by force, through action, through a level of commitment and intensity that most men are simply too afraid to embrace. The world belongs to the men who are willing to suffer more than others, to endure more than others, to push past what most would consider impossible. That's the price of winning. And let's be honest, most men will never pay that price. They will choose comfort over power. They will choose distractions over discipline. They will choose weakness over strength. And they will wonder why they remain broke, lost, and unfulfilled. You can be anything you want, but the price is pain. Most men are unwilling to suffer, and that's why they stay exactly where they are. The question is, are you different? Or are you just another one of them? You think success is about luck? Do you honestly believe that the men who dominate the world got there by chance? No, They built themselves into warriors. They trained their minds to be unbreakable. They mastered their emotions. They conditioned themselves to be relentless. And that's why they rise while others fall. The man who controls himself controls the world. That is the truth. If you cannot control your emotions, your habits, your time, you will never control anything else in life. You will forever be a slave to distractions, to temptations, to fear, to mediocrity. But the moment you take control, the moment you become the master of your own mind, you become dangerous. Weak men crumble under pressure. Strong men thrive in it. The difference? Mindset. Weak men run when things get hard. Strong men step forward. They embrace the pain. They feed on it because they understand that suffering is the price of greatness. And every time life tries to break them, they use it as fuel. That's the mentality that separates the winners from the losers. Nothing in life will ever change for you unless you change. If you're not willing to shift your habits, break your patterns, and destroy your weaknesses, then accept the fact that you will stay the same. The same problems, the same struggles, the same mediocre life. And the worst part, you'll only have yourself to blame. Because deep down, you know you could have been more, done more, built more. But instead, you chose to stay the same, waiting for some miracle to change your life. Let me tell you something, there is no miracle. The only miracle is your own work ethic. The only miracle is the discipline you enforce on yourself. The only miracle is your ability to grind when no one is watching, to push when you feel like quitting, to refuse to stay weak. Most men think they have time. They tell themselves they'll start later, that they'll get serious next week, next month, next year, and then life passes them by. They blink and suddenly they're 30, 40, 50, looking back at a life filled with wasted potential. You either suffer the pain of discipline now or the pain of regret forever. Those are your only two choices. There is no in between. So what are you going to do? Keep pretending you have time? Keep telling yourself you'll start soon? Or are you finally going to rise? Are you finally going to claim the life you were meant to live? Because the truth is, no one is coming to save you. No one is going to push you. No one is going to force you to be great. That is your job. And if you don't take it seriously, then prepare yourself for a lifetime of regret, because that's exactly what's waiting for you if you refuse to act. The world belongs to those who take it. Are you one of them? Or are you just another man who will be forgotten? This is not motivation. This is reality. The world is brutal. The competition is ruthless. And you either take your place at the top or you get crushed at the bottom. There is no mercy for the weak. There is no sympathy for the lazy. The only way to earn respect, to build power, to create a life worth living is to go to war every single day. And if you're not willing to do that, you might as well give up now. But I know you won't. I know you're built for this. I know you have what it takes to be great. So stop hesitating, stop doubting, stop waiting, get up, get moving, and start dominating. Because the clock is ticking and the world isn't going to wait for you to figure it out. Take action, own your life, become the man you were meant to be.